Plaintiff Janine Barron was friends with the defendant until she tried to ruin 2 of her relationships. Janine claims the defendant once told her children's father that Janine was sleeping around, and she's suing for a loan and defamation. Defendant LaToya Harris says Janine was a troubled child, and their friendship deteriorated due to Janine's drug and alcohol abuse. LaToya's countersuing for defamation of character.
Start with you.
Your Honor, can I start by saying my children call you Papa?
Well, okay.
It's their grandmother's fault.
Hopefully that means they're learning like they would from their father.
It's their grandmother's fault. She loves you. She calls you her husband.
Okay. So I'm their grandpa, meaning Papa.
Yes.
That many?
Yes, I have 4 children.
4? All right, so I have 4 God grandchildren and 1 blood grandchild. Where do you all live? What
Minnesota.
city?
St. Paul.
St. Paul, Minnesota. I don't know if me and Nora are gonna make it to St. Paul anytime soon, particularly in the winter.
Yeah. Yes, it's cold.
You all are not near Rochester?
I think that's an hour south of us.
Okay. I go to Rochester for the Mayo Clinic every year.
Oh, yes.
To get a thorough checkup. I'm a hypochondriac and I always think so. I am. See, I go to Vegas every blue moon to watch the fight, but I do a little gambling. So if the Lord say you're not supposed to, I'm sinning on that. I curse a lot. I need to stop that. That's a sin. And being a hypochondriac. Yeah. That's not a sin, but that's a flaw. Nonetheless, I want to meet the babies at some point.
You should, Your Honor.
And introduce them to Nora. How old are they, the youngest?
Youngest is 5.
Okay, and Nora is 2. But she thinks she's 4, so they'll get along. Y'all meet me at Mayo. All right?
Glad to meet you there.
My wife said that's where I go to vacation. She does every fall. We do 3 days at Mayo every fall. They got this program where they have like 6 doctors go through every inch of your body. So that's where I go for my vacations in the fall. All right, and you should join me, man. You look a little sick every now and then.
I have habits.
All right, give me some background on your friend. Where do you and the defendant know each other from?
I met Miss Harris years ago in high school. Well, I went to school with her sister. I started out being friends with her sister and somehow ended up being friends with her. Throughout the years, I've realized how manipulative she can be. For instance, she's always trying to ruin everybody's relationship. She's very selfish. I have an example where she told my baby daddy and another friend of mine that I was sleeping around, which I wasn't. He ended up quitting his job because of it, stating that he needed to stay home and babysit me. I'm no longer with him because I don't have time for that foolishness.
Good.
Yes. I have a new boyfriend now, and she's trying to ruin that relationship also. Like she ruined her mother's
How so? What is she
relationship.
doing with this relationship?
Well, my boyfriend came to visit me, and she came over to meet him. The first time she came over, now this is all in one day, Your Honor.
How long had you known him by that time?
I've known him
At that time, how long had you all been dating when she came to check him out?
at least a year.
Okay, that's a little late to come do the checking out the first week, don't you?
Well, he lives in Florida.
Okay,
So I
go
met
ahead.
him in Florida on vacation.
Okay.
Okay, and now he comes to visit me.
Okay, how does she try to interfere?
Well, the first time she came over, everything was okay. They met, everything was cool. She ended up coming over 3 times in one day for no reason at all. I'm trying to spend time with my boyfriend and she's coming to interrupt us. Didn't even want nothing. And he was confused by that, like, why does she keep doing that? He noticed that she was being a
Okay, so
hater.
did it ever cause a problem? How did she cause a problem in your relationship?
It did
At
cause
one
a
point,
problem.
you just could have said, perhaps the second visit, hey, I got company, so why don't we get together later? Why you keep letting her in?
I'm too nice for that, Your Honor. I
All
love
right.
her.
You're going to be too nice one day and you're going to be alone.
I've learned that from the
Letting
last
these
one.
women in your house while your man in there, all right?
I had to find out what it is she wanted.
Yeah, all
it may
right.
be important.
You'll find out real quick. So you might not like what you find out. What did you find out?
I found out that she absolutely wanted nothing and she was just trying to cause problems.
Go ahead. Let me hear from you, ma'am. You give me some background.
Your Honor, I met Janine through my oldest sister. Back, I would say when I was 13 years old. She moved into my home. Janine's always been a problematic child. The first incident, Your Honor, was when Miss Barron wrote a diary in regards to her sleeping with our neighbor. My mom got the diary, presented to this actual
How old
neighbor.
was she at that time?
At that time, Janine had to be about 16 or 17.
Okay, go ahead.
So my mom presented this diary to our neighbor, said, hey, she wrote in here that you slept with her on my dining room table. You either pay for my dining room table, and this guy was married at the time.
That was all her concern. That the married neighbor, significantly older than her,
Yes,
16 years old, in your mother's house, and all your mother's worried about is that table?
No, sir, my mother reported that. She also confronted the neighbor.
Okay.
Showed him the diary.
About the table?
No, she confronted him in general because she was a minor.
There you go.
And she brought, her legal guardian was her aunt at the time. The aunt came to our house. And that's when the aunt started explaining. She knew about the guy. And at that point, the guy paid my mom for his table, begged my mom not to tell his wife. From there, Janine turned 18. At that point, Janine got her own apartment in our state. Janine then gave her apartment away to some drug dealers. My mom then found Janine at my oldest sister's house again. That day, my sister ended up being charged with assault because Janine didn't want to leave her house. My sister wanted her out the house. The married man that I'm talking about confronted my sister's boyfriend in regards to him sleeping with Janine.
Wow.
So my sister and Janine fought then. Janine came back to my mom's house because of the diary and broke out all my mom's car windows.
Okay. So what's your point here? Anything other than her being a sex fiend, do you want to tell me?
Her drug
That's all you've said so far. Everything's
drug
about
abuse.
sex.
Her drug abuse.
There you go.
And she's an alcoholic.
Okay.
So over the years, our friendship deteriorated where I went my separate way, she went hers. She keeps coming back involved in me and my family's life. And it's just a constant.
Your family as in you and your children? Or
Me, my mom, sisters.
they don't want anything to do with her?
No, sir. Neither does her family.
Lies.
Okay, and it's because of her destructive lifestyle
Yes, sir.
or the things she's done?
Yes,
Has
sir.
she harmed any of you all?
That boyfriend, the one she speak of, he shoots in people's houses because of her promiscuous behavior.
That's
Okay,
a lie.
he's looking for her,
Incident
and
where
so
she
he
said-
gets mad and goes shoot up everybody's house. Or...
He actually went to jail for it, sir.
Okay. All right.
She was evicted from her home for that. It's just a lot of repeat behavior where I wanted to distance myself.
And it affects other family
Yes,
members?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because if, my opinion, if someone's destructive behavior doesn't affect you, you should try and do what you can to help them, or just kind of, that's your life. I'm ignoring. I'm going to pray for you.
Yes, sir. I've
But
actually
if
got
it
her
affects
involved.
you, then you're right. If they're stealing, they're on drugs, or they're doing things that are detrimental to you and your family, yes, stay away. I don't care if we're brothers, cousins, sisters, mama, daddy, whatever it is. So
Yes, sir.
I agree if it's affecting you all detrimentally. But if not, then help her. Go to Center for Sex Rehab or something.
There's a place in Minnesota
You need
called...
to go to sex rehab?
No, Your Honor.
We offer rehab in here. You know that?
Yes, I know.
You need drug rehab?
No, Your Honor. I
Sex
don't.
more than drugs.
I don't need any rehab.
You don't need any rehab?
No.
Well, you can't give her rehab until she's ready to go.
Understand that.
She
I
has
did
to admit,
refer
she
her.
has to go down to they say about addicts, you have to go down to your lowest point,
Yes, sir.
and then you'll change your life. But tell me about the loan you're suing for.
Well, Latoya always asks me to borrow stuff.
So
Always.
what happened this time?
She asked me for some food for her family, Your Honor, and I simply obliged.
How much did you give her?
$120, Your Honor.
When was she to repay it?
She was to repay it not, is this August? She needed to pay me
And
back.
hasn't paid anything?
Hasn't paid
Last
back.
time you asked for your money, what has she said?
She I have evidence here where she says she's
What
clear.
month was that?
This was September.
Okay.
Or
Let me see it. And she said she would pay you. And what's the defamation for?
Thank you.
Because, Your Honor, she went to Facebook and said a whole bunch of stuff about me that wasn't true. About my daughter that wasn't. She said my daughter was raped, Your Honor. She never was. She also called me alcoholic, meth head, and all other kind of names. That's not true.
You have that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Ma'am, did you say these things?
Yes, I did, because they're true.
All right, and let's talk about your male friend, but you were too drunk to help your daughter, and now she has no control over her bladder. You are an awful human being, mother, sibling, a family member. She posted this where?
On Facebook, Your Honor.
Look at your lips and tell me how you talk and live, because you don't want people to see your meth teeth. Yeah, saying you're on meth. Your defense to this is that it's true. Yeah, you have any evidence that shows it's true? That any of this is true?
This is stuff, sir, that I've observed myself with my own 2 eyes over the 20-year relationship.
Okay, describe them. Give me specific incidents that indicate that, what'd you say, somebody raped her daughter? Give me that.
Yep, so.
Give me that.
Certainly. I'm a witness to this from Janine's own mouth. She accused,
Is that
stated.
true? Is
No,
that
Your
true?
Honor.
She said no. Any other evidence? So far, she denied that. Any concrete evidence you have towards watching this young girl get raped while she was drunk and out of control? Do you have evidence to that?
Witness.
Not just your opinion, because we see what you said was just refuted by her. Do you have any independent evidence of any of this? Do you have any today?
Not here.
You
Not
have
here.
nothing. So how does she defame you?
She took my private medical records and put them on Facebook.
All righty.
for all this.
And is that true, ma'am?
And I have evidence.
Hold on. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why would you
because
do that?
She wrote this 6-page letter to me
Why did you put her records on the internet?
because I was trying to explain to her that she needs to be a better person.
Explain to her you can do that directly to her.
I could not, Your
You
Honor.
did it to the public so the public can read it?
It wasn't, Your Honor.
Let's see it. It was Facebook post?
It was a Facebook.
All right, well, you did it where the public can read it, just as she did to you, where the public can read it. This is her private information that she certainly didn't want to publish to the public. Yes.
After Facebook took it
Your
off,
Honor.
she reposted it.
She reposted it
where
after
all
you took
this
it off.
information
All right.
No,
and
Your Honor.
1,000 for you, 1,000 for you. I believe
Your
you
Honor.
defamed her, and I believe you defamed her. As such,
she
well,
gave
you
me-
get 1,000, you get 1,000. You do the math, you get 0. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Stay away from me, okay? I want you to stay the away from me.
I want you to pay me my money. You
I'm not
user.
nothing
You're a
like I
user.
told you.
You've been using
When you
me
allowed your
forever.
boyfriend to assault me,
He didn't
watched
assault
that
you
on
nothing.
20
He didn't
and you
assault
never get-
you.
and you know
She's
you're not
lying.
supposed to sell
she
your
lie
food
about
stamps.
everything. She lie about
You're not
everything.
supposed to
She's
sell
a lying,
your food stamps. It's a
conniving
federal
person.
crime.
Whatever.